viajar nesse mundo que só nos teus olhos eu posso ver.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for supporting me and coming back for another video. Today's video, based upon what you saw in the title, it's going to be a foundation and concealer review. Now, I haven't sat down and filmed a makeup video in a long time, and I will be explaining why video coming up, but for today, we're just gonna focus on makeup. I have been hearing a lot of good things about the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation and also the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. So I wanted to put them to the test and see if the hype is real. Now, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer has actually compared... Did the plane really have to do that right now? Just messed me up. Anyway. So the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer actually compares to the Infallible Full Wear, so they have said, and I wanted to put it to the test in this video. So you guys are going to see if this is actually a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. So before we get into the application of the product, I really wanted to talk to you guys about the specs and how much product comes in the bottle. So on the L'Oreal Paris website, this foundation retails for $14.99, although you can get this cheaper, I believe for about $11 at Walmart. It is the most lightweight, breathable, long-wear foundation that they have. This is the description that they give on the website. Be unstoppable. Introducing our breakthrough long-wear foundation with breathable skin technology. Up to 24-hour fresh wear foundation provides medium to full buildable coverage that lasts all day and allows the skin to breathe. The formula's 3 oil absorbers resist sweat, water, and transfer, which is like a huge thing. The ultra-thin liquid goes on smoothly to give a fresh, healthy-looking complexion that lasts. Color stays true and blends in evenly, so your makeup looks fresh all day. Non-comedogenic and formulated with SPF. This foundation is suitable for all skin types in 30 shades for every skin tone. Honestly, this is like my perfect foundation in a bottle from this little description here. As far as product goes, you get 1.0 fluid ounces or 30 milliliters. So now we're going to talk about the concealer, and I got the color 345 Oatmeal, but I feel like I need a different color. If you watch the whole video, you'll see why. And here we have the description on the website. The price is $12.99, which is very similar to the foundation, so that's very interesting. It says Shape, Cover, and Contour Full Coverage Concealer. And they do have a lot of darker shades, so you can also use this to contour, kind of like, you know, make the lines on your face if you wanted to, and it's a little bit easier sometimes than going in with a brush and like a contouring shade. So it says, be unstoppable, experience full-on coverage and full face wear for up to 24 hours. New Full Wear Concealer is our highest coverage formula and our widest concealer shade range ever. L'Oreal Paris Full Wear Concealer provides full coverage with a flawless matte finish. This multi-use formula conceals imperfections while doubling as a contour highlighting product. Shape your face by going 1 to 2 shades deeper to contour and 1 to 2 shades lighter to highlight and brighten. Our extra large applicator provides maximum coverage in one stroke to cover under eye circles, acne scars, and discoloration. Our waterproof, non-greasy formula won't transfer, fade, or flake, so your full coverage look is locked in all day. A little goes a long way, and it's available in 25 full coverage shades for every skin tone. Now, as far as how much product is in here, it is 0.33 fluid ounces or 10 ml. And the Tarte Shape Tape is actually the same, so you're getting the same amount of product in both the Tarte Shape Tape and the Infallible concealers. And that's really good because for the price of this concealer, it works, I mean, let me not say anything, you guys are gonna find out. But for the price of both of these concealers, that's really good. You're getting the same amount of product as a Tarte Shape Tape. You're gonna see me looking down a lot, and that's just because I've got my mirror here. So I'm going to prep my skin with the Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. It is from Fab. Fab is First Aid Beauty. and I'm going to apply some on my skin. Now, I really like this primer because in the winter, I do get really, really dry. And so normally I have really oily skin, but in the winter it's pretty dry. So I like to put this primer on, and I save it specifically for the winter so it can moisturize my skin. Kind of does both, really. It moisturizes and primes all at the same time. So the next thing that I am going to do is put some foundation on the back of my hand, and it is runny, as you can see. I put 2 pumps, and I'm going to start applying it to my face. I'm going to apply this with a brush, and this is the Morphe M439. I do usually like to use some kind of beauty sponge to apply my foundation, which I will be doing in just a second. This is just for the sake of the review, and that's why I'm using the brush. Now, from the 2 pumps that I put, I still have some foundation. Normally, I just like to grab a little bit and then kind of work it into my skin and see how it applies. Like to bring it down my neck a little bit, so you can't really see the difference of where the foundation stops or starts, and I kind of just like to buff it down. So right now I'm noticing that I still have a little bit of redness right here, so I'm going to go back in with the brush and kind of stipple it on there. I don't like to put anything underneath this area because I'm going to go in with concealer, and I just feel like you don't need the extra product. Now to the left side of my face, I still have some product on here, so I'm going to use what I have, and I'm going to use the sponge and apply it on this side. I do really like the smell of this foundation. Most of the reviews that I saw, people were complaining about how it smelled. Honestly, I love the smell. It smells really fresh. Kind of funny because the name says it's a fresh wear and it smells fresh, at least to me. Smells don't mind too much. I don't really care about... I have something black underneath my eye, so I'm just gonna remove it. I don't really care too much about smells as long as they smell good. If they smell bad, I feel like that's different, but I really don't feel like it smelled any. I really don't feel like it smelled bad. I feel like it's making me look really white on camera. I don't know if it's just me, but it almost looks like I'm a lot lighter, like my face looks a lot lighter and my body looks more tan. So I might need to go in and get a darker shade. This is 425 Linen. And I do get a lot lighter in the winter, so my skin is a lot lighter. And I do get tanner in the summer. I can fix the color by adding some bronzer, so I'll do that a little bit later, and maybe it'll look a little bit more balanced once I add the bronzer. Okay, so I have worn this foundation before, and I don't like to do first impressions because I feel like first impressions, you might like the application, but then as it wears, it doesn't wear very well. I see a little bit of redness peeking through here, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of foundation here too. Remember, this is not a full coverage foundation, so it is okay for that to happen because it isn't full coverage. I'm starting not to like full coverage foundations because I feel like you just look way too made up. I like for you to see your natural skin coming through. I do not like this foundation with the brush. I feel like you can tell my texture a lot. And with the sponge, I feel like it looks a lot more seamless. I feel like with the brush, it almost looks like it gave me more coverage. But sometimes with more coverage comes more cakiness, which I do not like. So if you are going to use this foundation, I suggest you applying it with some type of sponge. My sponge is from Sony Akashuk, and you can get it at Target. I absolutely love this sponge a lot more than the Beauty Blender, actually. Ever since I picked this up, I fell in love with it. Okay, so now we are going to test out the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. Now, I've been hearing that this concealer is very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to test that out today and see if that is actually true. So normally I like to apply my concealer with a brush. So that's what I'm going to do on both sides, just because that's what I'm already used to. I like to apply just a little bit in the corner and then a few dots. And this concealer is full coverage, so I feel like you don't need that much. And then I like to use the Morphe E8 brush. And I just kind of stipple it under my eye and blend that out. And then after I do this, you'll see that I go in with that sponge and kind of just diffuse everything together. And one of the reasons why I really like this concealer is because it is full coverage. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot, and it does its job. And then I go in with the sponge and just blend out the concealer and the foundation together so it looks seamless. Now I'm going to go in with the Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and it does have the same applicator, which is pretty cool. I really like this applicator, and I'm going to do the same thing. This color is a little bit lighter than the Shape Tape, but that's okay because I like to use the concealer to brighten up the under eye area. And I forgot to mention, the color I'm using is 345, that's funny, 345 Oatmeal. I feel like I need a little bit more here. There's like an awkward spot to put it, but I see a little bit of redness. So I'm just gonna stipple that. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the right side, which was go over with the sponge and make sure that it's seamless. I feel like on camera I'm picking up that this area looks a lot brighter, and it does because there is a shade difference in the Shape Tape and the L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer that I got, and I'm going to show you real quickly. This is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I am in the color Light Neutral, and so it is very neutral, just like the name. And then the L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer is in the color Oatmeal, which I feel like has some pink undertones. Honestly, guys, to me, they look very, very similar. Alright, so now for powder, I always use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I love this powder and I always use it to set my makeup. And I go in with the Morphe M438 brush, pick up a little bit of that powder and lightly press it under my eyes. From looking in the mirror, I'm going to be very honest, they look almost identical. And that is really hard for me to say because this concealer is amazing. If you have not tried the Tarte Shape Tape, you have to. I do know some people do not like this because it's very full coverage, but I don't like to put a lot, just a little bit, and it goes a long way. And I feel like that helps to not make it look so much. But I'm going to be honest, after setting it with the Laura Mercier powder, they look really similar. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to add some bronzer and highlight and see if it matches a little bit better when adding those things. And I will be right back to give you my final opinion on the foundation and Alright guys, so I am back after applying some bronzer, highlight, and some lip gloss. After looking at my skin under some lights, some natural lighting, and also using my phone, taking pictures, I feel like this color is pretty spot on. Let me know down below what you guys think as far as the color. Also with the bronzer, I feel like it looks a lot more put together and it blends a lot better after applying my bronzer and everything else that I apply. So now, after we've kind of gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the foundation. So this foundation is medium to full coverage, and it's supposed to be a fresh wearing foundation, meaning that it's supposed to be breathable and you're not really supposed to feel like you have a lot of foundation, and that is actually true. It's super smooth. I don't really feel like it shows a lot of texture. It's breathable. It feels very comfortable. And overall, I really like how my skin looks with this foundation. So I do really recommend this. So now that I've talked about the foundation, we are going to talk about the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I love this concealer. Now in the beginning when I first tried it, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna beat my Tarte Shape Tape. I really think it stood the test. And I'm also gonna zoom you in. So, I don't know if you can see, but it's creasing a little bit in the inner corner right over here, whereas the Tarte Shape Tape is not really doing any creasing. Let me zoom you out. So, that is the only thing that I noticed, but to be very honest, they are very, very similar. The Tarte Shape Tape is up there in the 20s, and this was about $10. So for half the price, you are getting something that works just as good as the Tarte Shape Tape. So, alright guys, well that is all I have for you today. I really hope that you liked this foundation and concealer review. I have not done this in a pretty long time, so it was so nice to sit down and film and talk with you guys about makeup. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments, and I would love to hear your feedback and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next. Guys, so much for watching, and until next time. Bye! Mwah!
Eu quero estar mais próximo do teu olhar e viajar nesse mundo que só nos teus olhos eu posso ver.